Good morning. Welcome to the 2014 edition of the Boston Recognition Ceremony for Do the Right Thing. I'd like to ask everybody to stand for the national anthem. Thank you. You may be seated. Good morning again. My name is Steve Neville, and I'm the coordinator of the Boston Do the Right Thing Challenge. I'd like to welcome you here to the Campus Center of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, and at this time, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce to you the Chancellor of the University of Massachusetts, Boston, as well as the Chair of the Boston Do the Right Thing Challenge Committee, Chancellor J. Keith Motley.
Before I get started, let's give Steve a round of applause. Chancellors and principals and headmasters and all those kind of folk get all kinds, and moms and dads, and we all get all kinds of credit. Today our chests are poked out because our children have written unbelievable essays. I'm standing up here as if I coordinated all of this. All those poster sessions, that's mine. Oh, those shirts, I designed those University of Massachusetts Boston shirts you have on. I even wrote your essay. You thought you wrote your poem, I wrote your poem. See, we take credit for all the good things. In fact, it's gonna be sunny later on. I did that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Wake up. Wake up. I am so pumped up to come and see you this morning. Welcome to the University of Massachusetts, Boston. This is your house. This is your space. This is the only university in the great city of Boston that's yours. You sort of own it. You can walk around today, put your nose in the air, and say, oh my, look at all the construction I'm doing out here. Oh my, look at this oceanfront property that I own. Because as the only public university, you are welcomed here. There are no boundaries. You can come in virtually. You can come in by sea on that yacht that you own. You can bring a rowboat over here if you don't have a yacht. You can walk across the water like some of you think that you do. According to your parents and others and your teachers, you think you walk on water, and we don't want you to ever not believe that. So today is about you. Welcome to the 2014 Boston Recognition Ceremony for the Do the Right, W-R-I-T-E thing, the Right Thing Challenge. Now today, this is our 8th year. So that's why sometimes today you're going to find me walking around like I'm in 3rd grade. This is our 8th year. We're trying to get our balance. We're so excited that you know that we needed you to show up this morning. We needed you to be here to be a part of such a wonderful, inspirational morning for our students. This challenge is sponsored by the National Campaign to Stop Violence. It's been held in Boston under the administration of some talented people. Years ago, I was minding my business downtown, working on the 12th floor at 225 Franklin Street. And some of my mentors, who happened to be my elders, came in. They wanted to have a meeting with me. And when your elders call you, you sort of just show up. I walked in the room, and then they told me what I was going to do. They told me that for the next part of my life, I was going to be running a writing program for the children of Boston, and I ran to that opportunity. But I said to them, each and every one of you that are asking me to be a part of that are going to be in the game with me. We didn't know we were going to inherit Steve and others, and so we're so grateful for that. The young people in Boston, you all have continued to write and write and write words that can move mountains. You've continued to change lives through your writing. You don't even know the impact that a poem or a verse or your thinking can have. From that mind has come so many wonderful things for us to consider that we would never begin to be able to think about because we're not living inside of you. And so we're so grateful to you. We want you to know that we're listening. So part of today is not only just to celebrate you, but also to have a dialogue with you. This has become an unbelievable ritual. A ritual is like a tradition, something that you do all the time. But I know you're smart people, so you knew what a ritual was, even in 6th and 7th and 8th grade, because of how your teachers have been teaching you. But this is a ritual for us here in this city. It's important because it reminds us of the importance of stepping back and reflecting on ways to change our thinking. How we have been thinking about something is not all of the time the way that we should be thinking about it. And that's why we ask you questions, so you can give us answers for us to consider. And so, we wanted to align this with the highest pieces of ourselves. So we talk about it by saying that we want it to be the best way for us to think about how we can impact humanity, which is all of us. So thank you so much for participating in this opportunity to learn with you. But also thank you so much for coming for this ceremony. We know it's Saturday morning, but my Saturday mornings are always filled with joy like this. I have the honor of having the opportunity to be around people who keep me young every day. And so all day today, I'll be going from event to event to event, getting younger and younger and younger, getting more and more and more hair, so by 5 o'clock, I'll have a shadow on the top of my head. The teachers who are here, thank you. The parents that are here, thank you. The extraordinary students that are here, thank you. We know you're busy. We know you were like 9 years ago when we came to you, you were like, oh, I can't believe them. One more thing to do. But then when your students started writing their faces off, and those winners started coming back from the destination that we send them for winning, and you saw the impact of the work, now I can't get rid of you. Some of you are here over and over and over. You're apologizing to me for not doing work. You're always doing work. You're always doing something to change someone's life. Give all those people a round of applause. As a matter of fact, I want parents, teachers, and principals to stand up so we can really give you a round of applause. Stand up, parents, teachers, principals. With all the things you have to do in your life, you understand how your support matters. I am standing here, the product of a single mother, back when it wasn't something that people even talked about. But everyone in my neighborhood never allowed me to feel like this wasn't possible. So now their little boy, because everyone claims you, is running one of the giants in the universities in the world. Then the first tall person to do that in the great city of Boston. So that's an amazing feat for those folk, because those are the ones who prayed for me. Those are the ones who kicked my butt when I needed it. Those were the ones who stacked books under my bed so I could read them at night and made me think that I was sneaking them. Those are the ones who put a violin in my hand. Those are the ones who understood that I had three hands, one that could carry a violin, my books, and a basketball. Those were the ones that always send words of encouragement. So keep encouraging these young people in this room. Do not allow them to ever feel like you are not encouraging them. You should be able to look at a young person in the eye, and they should feel that from you. And if you feel yourself unable to do that, then you need to check yourself into some kind of rehabilitation process that's going to allow you to understand what you wanted to feel like as a young person and what has been inspirational to you. And so, we know we don't do this work alone. You don't do this work alone. In the A section of the ballroom, there are resource tables representing people and organizations that support what you're doing at home. Young people later on this morning will dialogue with other young people. All those students that I have that are here, wave your hands in the air like you don't care. Oh, man, no. And, you know, get a little mic, you get a little carried away. I'm sorry. Wave your hands in the air. Yes. Thank you. You're going to be turned on to ideas in action through a concept called peace circles. So we're going to be putting peace circles all around you today, jacking you up with peace circles. That's an amazing thing. And as the chancellor of this great public research university, I want every student, parent, teacher, principal, and community leader to know that the University of Massachusetts Boston stands as your partner in building a better community for our young people to inhabit. So when you're disciplining your child around knowledge, you won't have us undisciplining that person by saying you were wrong behind your back. We're your partner. If we have to talk about ways to proceed, we'll do it with you. That's what that dialogue is all about today. We don't want to be you. I don't want to be no one else's father, but I want to be a model of that for them as they go through the life that they're living, because I know the impact that that has had for me. And so, we are here. With that being said, I would like to ask one of our faculty members. Jackie, where are you? Oh, to my left over here. Okay, I'm sorry. See, they hate it when they give me the microphone in a controlled amount of time and then a bunch of young people in the room, because I never stick to what they tell me to do. Because I don't know their journey, they don't know mine. When I look at you, I see myself. And I know what I would have liked to have heard someone tell me when I was you. And so every opportunity I get to let you see inside my heart, I try to do that. Then I come down and I accept the fact from him and her and him and them in the back, oh, Chancellor, you didn't say anything that we stood up all night to write for you. Well, maybe you should do your homework. Maybe you should understand that those words and where they come from. And then maybe I'll use that speech you thought I was going to use when I stand in front of a group of young people who I know are going to change this world. And so, she's a faculty member here whose sociology students are with us today. They're going to provide invaluable service in facilitating this year's challenge to come forward and she's going to introduce, we have a guest speaker. I know you all thought I was your guest speaker. I was just supposed to say welcome and walk off the stage. They had it in my book. They said, Chancellor, say welcome and leave. We know how you get. You're talking all the time. I'm not talking to them all the time. You have 8 speeches to do today, Chancellor. I don't have 8 speeches to them to do today, folks. And so, Jackie, now I'm out your way. But I'm coming back, because I'm the dude that's going to be announcing all the victories today, because each and every one of you is victorious in that you've done your something to be here today. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're going to hear from Jackie, our keynote speaker. You're going to hear from several of our board members after that. Then I will reappear. Okay? Now they're trying to give me the hook, so I'm being hooked this way while she comes that way. Thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have the great honor of introducing our city councilor, Tito Jackson, who is the chairman of the Boston City Council's Committee on Education. But what I think is really powerful is that he encourages young people to get involved in the civic process as a way to make a difference in their community, ultimately linking pride in one's community to lower violence, homelessness, and poverty rates. And so he is such a perfect fit to talk with you young essayists that are in the room that have written on this topic, have ideas on what we can do collaboratively, and he's wanting to work with you on being the solution as we move forward. So Tito, Councilor Jackson. Councilor Tito Jackson.
Thank you so much. Who did the schedule? Never, ever, ever put me after Chancellor Motley. I understand it is his school, but the mic is warm up here, and I'm supposed to follow that. One of the things each one of us should have in our lives is a mentor, and we should always have a mentee. And Keith Motley has put so many of us on our shoulders, on his shoulders. And is just someone that I truly look up to. Again, he was the first big brother to do a big job like that, but there's some big brothers who are following him around and actually looking to get to that level. So let's give it up for our big brother. He, when Chancellor Motley asked you to do something, I was saying to him earlier, when the police ask you to step out of the car, it's actually technically a question, but it's not really a question. When I got when I got the invite to this, it was like, yeah, Chancellor Motley said you're speaking at this event. And I was like, but we had, no, Chancellor Motley said that you're speaking at this event. So that's exactly why I am here on a Saturday morning. But I'd like to acknowledge George Perry, who was an advisor to Mayor Marty Walsh. Let's give it up for George. I want to acknowledge Steve for the great work that you've been doing. Let's give it up for Steve one more time. And to all the teachers, parents, and administrators that are here today, I'm going to tell you a quick story and I'll be done. I actually I'm one of 7 kids. I was born right in the Grove Hall section of the city of Boston, and I'm blessed every single day. I didn't come home from the hospital for about 2 months when I was born. And the reason why I didn't come home was not because I was sick. It was because I was waiting for my parents to select me. I was actually adopted. And I say that because I look through the lens of someone who has been helped. There's a lot of folks out there who will tell you, no one helped me. I did it all on my own. And I'm like, that just sounds lonely and pathetic, right? I've been helped since day one, and I remind my older siblings, like I said, I'm one of 7. 4 of us were adopted. I was the first to be adopted. I remind my older siblings that I was chosen, unlike them. And I also remind my younger siblings that they had such a good time with me that they wanted more, so that's how y'all got here, if it wasn't for me. And I'm not extraordinary in any way. I am just simply the sum total of extraordinary opportunities. And that is exactly what this Do the Right Thing program is about. Your voice is your message to the world. Your voice matters. And the interesting part is many people forget that it's always been young people who created change. And I love my people at AARP and my folks on that side. I love y'all. But when it comes down to the movements that we've seen, when you look at the Arab Spring, the changes that happened to dictators that were there for 40 years, it was young people who made that happen. When you look at the civil rights movement, does anyone know how old Martin Luther King was when he graduated college? Anybody? Oh, there we go, 16. Does anyone know how old Martin Luther King was when he passed away? He was 39 years old. He hadn't even got to the age of 40. So you, each one of you, need not wait to be the change that we want to see in the world. We need impatient young people. We don't need patient young people. We need you to force us to change. We need you to force institutions to change. And we need you to believe in yourselves, just like Chancellor Motley believed in me when I was young and skinny, when all my hair was black. And I'll just tell you a quick story, and the theme in this story is a theme that you guys have heard several times on the radio, and it's simply that you started from the bottom and now you're here. When I went to college, I wanted to go to Morehouse College because Martin Luther King went there. Really, really cool school. All the brothers, strong brothers down there doing their thing. So I got out of school, and I had applied to Morehouse, and I got in. And the interesting thing about getting into college is they send you 2 letters. And Chancellor Motley probably has his name on a couple of these. They send you a letter that lets you know whether or not you got in. So I got into Morehouse College. It was awesome. I got in. And then they send you the second letter that you may not, and your parents may not be that happy about. It's called your financial aid package. So mine was $1,500, right? So I was like, cool, I only have to pay $1,500, do a little work during the summer or whatever. And my mom's like, no, that's not what that says. They only gave you $1,500. And the school cost $25,000. So I ended up not being able to go to Morehouse College. But I ended up going to not quite a historically black college. I ended up at the University of New Hampshire. So, first day of school, I get there and I'm unpacking my stuff, we're doing the thing, you know, and you're cool, you're in college, you're cool, you know, come up there. Although my mom, I don't know what your parents would do, my mom actually made me not cool because she wrote my name on every piece of clothing like I was going to camp, right? So she didn't quite get that I was gonna stay there for a while, right? And then as she was leaving, as mothers do, you know your mom can only remove something from your face one way, in particular in public, especially when you're trying to be cool, because you know she got a brother, right? And so all of that said, we had a huge meeting. My school was 12,000 students, so 3,000 students all going into the field house. So we're walking, and you know, you're a freshman, you cool. Everybody's cool. Nobody knows anyone. Everyone's nervous. And I walked into a room, and I was talking to someone, so I kind of backed into the room. And I turned around, and I realized I was not at Morehouse College. We only had 54 black students out of 12,000. And I would say to each one of you young people, there's gonna be a time in your life, probably for you guys sooner than later, where you're gonna have to make a decision. And you're gonna have to grow up, you're gonna have to show up and decide who and what you wanna be. And that moment was that moment for me. I could have left, I could have gone to a great institution like this, I could have came back to Boston, but it was my time to step up and to grow up. So I stayed, and we formed an organization called the Black Student Union, which is a really big name for 7 people. But we were 7 strong. And that group of 7 people, you know, as noted, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed people can change the world. It's the only thing that ever has. Margaret Mead said that. We got together and we put together a list of demands for the president. This doesn't work that well at work, young people, so do this while you're in college. Okay, there's a suggestion box at work, okay? So and so we put together this list of demands. We wanted active recruitment of non-athlete students of color, because we had mostly athletes at the school. We wanted active recruitment of women of color. I put that one there because there wasn't no sisters there, so we wanted to make sure that we helped the sisters get in. We wanted also a functional Office of Multicultural Student Affairs. It was actually a phone on someone's desk. And then we also wanted a pre-orientation for students of color, because students of color would either fail out or leave in the first or second semester. We got 4,000 of our peers to sign that list. We put that list on the president's desk. And in the first year, they created 12 presidential scholarships for students of color. And fast forward to 2014, instead of 54 black students at the University of New Hampshire, we have 550 black students at the University of New Hampshire. Started from the bottom, now we're here. So I say to each one of you young people, you have a great, great opportunity. And when all this stuff is said and done, we all get one thing. We get a headstone. And on that headstone is 3 things. You get your name, the date you came here, and the date you leave. In between those 2 dates, there's only one thing there that signifies or represents your life, and that's that dash. And the dash is a question about what did you do? Who did you help? What did you write that gave voice and power and strength to somebody else? And I submit to you that you have already taken the steps to be a success. And by doing the right thing with a W, you are doing the right thing with an R. So I thank you for this opportunity to be here today. And I'm just so empowered by you, and we need you. And the last message I have for you is that, you know what? This is not practice. You only get to be 13, 14, 15 one time. You only get to do it once. It's not practice. So make it mean something. I know that there's some fun that you can have, but each and every one of you can change a little part of the world, and together we can change the world. Thank you.
Come on, you can do better than that for Councilor Jackson. We just want to say that we're grateful that you were able to get up on a Saturday morning, come hang out with us, see the power and inspiration of being around a bunch of young people this early in the morning on a Saturday. While I'm thinking about that, our legislator, Representative Nick Collins is here in the house. Nick, stand up so they can see you. Here's a little token from the university for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Is there a check in there?
He wants to know if there's a check in there. The only check in there is I'm gonna check you about asking about that check. You know, listen, thank you.
Well, I'm going to say good morning, and my colleague, Richard Harris, is also here, so I'm going to let him talk for his piece, but I'm going to talk for my piece. I will tell you that the 8 years that I've been affiliated with this enterprise, you see the size of Dr. Motley. When he taps you on the shoulder, after you get finished with the pain, you say yes. So I was really engaged and enthused to do this. He's a very good salesman in addition to being probably the top chancellor in this country. So I think that all of you can give a round of applause for a very great person. And I won't bore you with a lot of the other stories, but I came to Boston in 1970, and I know how many of you here were born in 1970. Probably none that are students now. And I came from Philadelphia, and I had done a year at Temple University, just enough to qualify for flight training for helicopters, and went directly to Vietnam. And I'm still here to talk about it. Thank you. So I was where you are, and to the city councilor about going to the University of New Hampshire, I came and went to Boston College. So in 1970, let me tell you how many people look like me in Boston College. Not many. But today it's a different story. We, you, your parents, everybody has got your great interests at heart, and this is one of those programs that selects you and identifies you as people who are going to run this world, when people like me and the chancellor have gone to that tombstone place that they talked about. So I will read some of the schools who have qualified and done a good job at doing this, and my colleague, Mr. Harris, will read some, and I think what we'll do is back and forth, if that's okay with you, however you want to do it. Okay. Now, this is the list that everybody wanted to be on and should have been on, but you're on. The first school is Richard Murphy K-8 School. There you go. Come on.
I just want to thank the person that put this list together, though, because I don't have to use my glasses. And that's really meaningful. So Jackson Mann, K-8 School.
Nativity Prep School. Yeah.
The Mario Umana Academy.
Don't let them outdo you now. Tech Boston Academy.
The Martin Luther King Jr. K-8 School.
There you go. Pope John Paul II Academy.
The John W. McCormick Middle School.
The Dearborn School.
The 3 Point Foundation.
Now, all of you are honored and should be very, very, very appreciative of what you have accomplished and what your educators are helping you to do, because this world is getting tougher and tougher and tougher to survive in. So products of this kind of an institution and support is very important to you becoming successful. And I'm telling you that this organization and this committee is here to help you in any way we can so that you can take over for us when we get tired.
Congratulations, everyone, for participating.
We need all the teachers to stand up. Teachers? Teachers. You help your students write. So all the teachers? All right, well, thank you for letting us be part of your classroom. Thank you for allowing your students to write. It's very, very important that we get to hear and read what these kids are saying, your students are saying, about the causes and, most importantly, the solutions of youth violence. So thank you. We have something for all the teachers. Right? Right? There's another teacher. No? All the teachers? Okay. Good. Thanks again. Thanks to the teachers.
Let's get one more round of applause for those teachers. So, this year, we had great participation, and we're really happy about each and every student and participant who took part in the Do the Right Thing Challenge. We're really happy, and we received some wonderful essays. However, there was one, and we are very appreciative for every school that showed up in our contest. But there was one school that really stepped up and stepped out for us. And that was the Richard J. Murphy K-8 School. So this year, our 2014 Do the Right Thing School Participation Champion is the Richard J. Murphy School. They presented 182 essays. 182 essays for our competition this year. And we're really happy about that, and we're really pleased with what they submitted. So I'd like to ask the principal, Karen Cahill, to come forward. Give her a round of applause, and give the Richard J. Murphy a round of applause. That's why I was stumbling. And we're going to present, this is the Do the Right Thing School Participation Champion Cup for the second time in 3 years to the Richard J. Murphy K-8 School.
Awesome. I want to thank, coming here, I was so excited. And tomorrow being Mother's Day, I was even more excited because I feel like these kids are my own. And so everybody who's here, whose children are here, thank you for the support you've given them. Moms, dads, because you've given them the intellectual ideas to think about how to solve problems in the city, how to make a difference, how they can change the world. And when my kids wrote the essays, I said, you know what? I want you to think from your heart. Think about it. Think from your heart. When you think from your heart, the ideas come from your head, and you problem solve, and you make a difference. And many times we get inundated with, we need to do this essay, that essay, and this year we really cut it down. But Do the Right Thing is near and dear to our hearts. And the staff at UMass, Chancellor Motley, Steve Neville, whenever we invite them, they show up. Even when we don't invite them, they show up. So again, my school, my kids, you are the best. Congratulations, this is yours. And thank you again.
Hi, good morning. My name is Paul Chernoff. I am a Superior Court judge, and every September for the last 7 years, I get this call from Steve Neville, who says to me, we need 100 judges to read the first round of essays and to judge them. We need another 10 appeals court judges for the second round, and we need a panel of Supreme Judicial Court judges for the third round. So we're talking about 115 judges. How many people do you think that I have to call, how many judges, in order to get 115 judges? Well, I can first of all tell you that I am an early morning jogger, 6 o'clock in the morning. And at the last judges conference, in order to get 2 people to run with me at 6 o'clock in the morning, I had to talk to 30 judges. So now, 115 judges. How many calls do you have to make or emails do you have to send? The answer is 115. Not one person would turn down you here today. And believe me, a lot of the judges work day and night and have a lot to do and are always pressed with requests to go places and to do things for other people, and they constantly find that they have to turn people down, but nobody turns you down. That's how important this is. So from the... So I'm just waiting for my call next September. Thank you.
So it's almost to the moment you've been waiting for. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you heard the judges of our court system are the judges of your program. It goes all the way up from one level of judges in the district courts, right? It moves up through the appellate court system and the Supreme Judicial Court system. And we can't get anyone to say no, that they don't want to do. Every single one of them wants to participate. So you've been under the highest scrutiny when it comes to selection. So now we have come to the time to recognize our Do the Right Thing Boston ambassadors. These 6 young people from grades 6, 7, and 8 were selected by those judges that I talked about. They read the essays very closely. As we announce the winners, we're going to give a glimpse into the thoughts of each of these very special young people.
The 6th grade female ambassador. Emily had something everyone has but chooses to ignore. Emily had a voice, a loud one, a powerful one. But the difference between her voice and the bullies is that she uses hers for good and helping others. It takes courage to stand up for someone else, even more to stand up for yourself.
That sounds like Ava Baldessari from the Murphy K-8 school. Is Ava up in here? Come on up here, Ava. What's in that bag today? Oh my God. Had I known this, Ava, I might have asked you to stay seated. In this bag, there's nothing in this bag. You should allow me just to take this bag and keep it. You're such a wonderful young lady. I'm going to hypnotize you. You can have it, Chancellor. In this bag is an iPad mini. Board members, stand up so I can see y'all. All the board members from Do the Right Thing, stand up, let me see you. Give these people a round of applause. Hey, chancellors like to take stuff, as you just saw, right? They're giving away stuff like this to like every single ambassador. Oh my God, here you go. Take it before I hold on to it. Get over here and take a picture with me. Oh my goodness. Okay. Man, my goodness. Now that I'm over the shock, I won't have to do that again. Slide one of them down by my table, Steve. See, my man listens good.
When living in a bad home environment, kids act what they see. Some kids live in neighborhoods with drugs, violence, learn to expect those things. Another thing that causes youth violence is many kids act what they see in cinema, video games, such as Call of Duty. Kids also want to do what rappers say. Kids hear it and think it's okay, like shooting something, kicking and punching somebody. If you say you're our future, well, you say that's while spending money on war in Iraq and using money to fund extracurricular activities, after-school programs, and helping kids do their homework.
So, that sounds like Isaiah Harris Nativity Prep. Isaiah, come to the stage. Hold up. Oh no, hold up, hold up. Come here, man. Hold up. Did my man get the memo? You can't outdress the chancellor on this campus. You get that memo? No. You didn't get it? Man, you better. Congratulations, man. I'm very proud of you. Man.
Just these lines. We got those yellowed up. They shouldn't be.
The 7th grade female ambassador.
You know what else is sad? Knowing that we can make a change, but never do so. Did you know Gandhi, Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy, Malcolm X, and Robert F. Kennedy were killed by the same weapon, which is a gun? As Gandhi said, be the change you wish to see in the world. Then that means if we witness violence or suffer from violence, then be the change and stop it.
That sounds like Selena Andrade, Pope Paul, John Paul II Academy, Lower Mills campus. Oh, Selena. Did I hypnotize? I thought I hypnotized you at your seat. You grabbed that iPad mini quick. Looks so beautiful today. Thank you. Thank you all. Look at that. That's an unbelievable picture so far. The 7th grade male ambassador.
Everyone can do something. Just help that person who thinks their life means nothing. Teach him the road to take, but let him know it's not a piece of cake. Let us use our life to help others. Be like big sisters and big brothers. Together we can end this needless violence by breaking the easy silence.
That sounds like John Okafor? Nativity Preparatory Charter School. So my man tells me, well, I only wrote a poem. And I tried to tell him, poems are one of the most unbelievable expressions. And there have been messages sent through poetry that have changed humanity. So thank you. Everything, writing is poetry. Thank you. The 8th grade female ambassador.
I ran faster and faster. I keep going, seeing terrorized faces, youth with trouble written all over, flashing police lights everywhere. Finally, I'm at home where they don't know, so they smile and I smile back, praying they don't see the same pain in others, in myself, in bullying and in violence.
That sounds like Cyan O'Gara, Martin Luther King, K-8 school. Oh, she's waving. Oh. She's waving coming up here from the back. So she had to have a runway. Tell you, stars. Congratulations. Come on in here. Congratulations to you. Doesn't that look beautiful? But it seems like something's missing. So let's get to the 8th grade male ambassador.
And he might not stop until he's shot, locked up, or underground, but he still has a chance to set himself straight. And he needs to seize the chance and fly past the hate and violence to become a better person for his family's destiny to last.
That sounds like a Norris Meadow, Nativity Prep. Hey, I think I've seen this dude before. Have I seen him before? Did I see him in D.C.?
I don't think so.
What's up with you, man? Were you there before? What? Oh, you trying to say that we don't know you? Hey, this is a repeat winner. Now you see why we have the real judges do this blindly? So none of you in the room could go home and say, I saw that chancellor. He picked the same guy over and over again. When they get the essays, there's no names on them. There are numbers. And they make up a number. Donette, stand up. Her and a bunch of students here calibrate all of that. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the Boston ambassadors for the 2014 Do the Right Thing Challenge. Come on in. Can we, how you want to pull them out? I know all the phones, you want to bring them down and do it? Okay, let's come down, but we're going to come back up. We want to get this picture up. Ready? Go down. George, you can be on that side, I'll be on the other side. Nick, come on up in this picture. This is called taking over the program. Come on. This is how we get it done. I don't have to say to you, you have to come back at the end. Then I'm going to, board members, get in line right here because you're next coming in these pictures. Steve, that means you too.
I know.
I know, I'm hijacking the program. Come in, board members, come on in. Yeah, what you get behind? Guys, step out. Step out. Say they're all on the screen. Cool, right here. That's good. You see me? That was a commercial. So come on back up on the stage, get where you were. Now we're going to have a drum roll because at last we are going to present our national ambassadors. They will go to represent your city at the National Recognition Ceremony in Washington, D.C. next month, along with young people from 30 cities from across the country. Now, how many of you have some of your work published in the Library of Congress? Anybody in the room? Oh, we got somebody. And we got somebody over here. If you've never seen the Library of Congress, it's unbelievable. That is an unbelievable feat because people go a lifetime without that honor. These young people, their work will be published in the Library of Congress. Not only that, they will represent this great city with 2 young people from 30 cities. I've had the honor of going and speaking to that group, and nothing makes me prouder than to walk into that room and see our young people there. They're able to take, who do they take with them? A parent?
One parent and a teacher.
A teacher. They pick a teacher to go with them on this trip. Woo, who will they pick? Oh my goodness. And so, without further ado, the 2 who were picked by our judges, Supreme Court judges, Ava Baldessari of the Murphy K-8 School, And, you know, the University of Massachusetts, Boston, John Okafor, the Nativity Preparatory Charter School. So look, you all look good already. You look real fly, right? But we called some friends. They heard about you having to travel to Washington, D.C. So they said, what can we do to help? There's a place called Vineyard Vines. They sort of dress you all preppy and all that good stuff, right? And make you look, you know, well, oh, y'all dressing kind of preppy today, right now. Okay? But Vineyard Vines, thanks to one of our board members, who is an ambassador for you all, has said that they will dress them to go. They have given you, this is for you, Ava.
Thank you.
And this is for you, John. This certificate, they will dress you, measure you, dress you, give you the clothing to go to D.C. Is that it? Give you the clothing to go to Washington, D.C. Do they dress the chancellor? Vineyard Vines, we thank you, and you should dress the chancellor too. That's for their camera piece. Let's make sure we get, Kareem, get a picture of me smiling with them, underdressed, and them dressed so much. I'm the one that needs the dressing package. Hold that up so they can see the Vineyard Vines part. Yeah, get that Vineyard Vines on there. And let me look depressed. Hold up. All right? Dang, that's not it, though. That is not it. I have up here on the stage, is George gonna, he has something to present. We got Nick coming on deck. Come on up here, Nick. So first we got Representative Collins. He's going to come forward with a special presentation for our ambassadors.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Chancellor Motley. Congratulations to all the participants, the winners especially, the ambassadors, for your leadership in adding a voice to the national campaign to end youth violence. As a policymaker at the State House, I know that we talk about this all the time and how to close the achievement gap, and this is a big part of that, is ending youth violence. So I want to thank everyone for their work and efforts towards that end. I have some citations from the State House of Representatives, as well as City Councilor Tito Jackson, who left, has one from the Boston City Council, and wanted to recognize the ambassadors today for their great work. And this is to all of the participants. Be it hereby known that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers its sincerest congratulations to the ambassadors in recognition of your contributions as a 2014 ambassador for the City of Boston. Do the right thing.
Hey, how many hands you got? It has to be good for my man's social media. want to make sure you have to have lots of hands before you leave here today. So Mayor Walsh was with us last year. He could not be present today, but we're glad that he was able to send someone who's been a friend to education here in this great city. He's been the one who's been leading all of the conversations about how we can improve our educational systems for this great city of Boston. His education advisor, George Perry, is here to represent him with a presentation for our participants today. George, please come forward.
Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you, Chancellor. I am one of the people who, when Chancellor Motley calls, I answer. So, and I have great admiration and respect for him. Representative Collins, thank you. You know, I try to learn something all the time. And today was a great opportunity for me to really reflect and try to learn a couple of things. And as I thought about the work that this contest, this opportunity provides, I thought about two things. First is about violence. You know, we all know, and you all know in this room, that there is just too much violence in the city. Anytime we lose anyone to violence, there's too much. And we feel the power of that violence and feel sometimes powerless in the face of it. We shouldn't. As we know, we've heard from time and time again, the only thing that we can do, good people can do, to let evil survive and succeed is to do nothing. Activism is the answer to violence and to oppression. We know that in Boston. Our history tells us that. You know, it wasn't the Battle of Lexington and Concord. It wasn't the Battle of Bunker Hill. It wasn't right here, the British evacuating from Dorchester Heights, that turned the tide that created this nation. What created this nation was the committees of correspondence that wrote and drove people to be activists. It is a Declaration of Independence that put a stake in the ground. That's the power of writing, and that's what this program represents. The other thing it represents, I think, the other lesson for me is reflection. You know, in the times in my life where I have lost someone, it has been my solace to be able to sit down and reflect and write about it. And that gives me hope and joy so that I can measure my emotions and muster the courage to move on. This program, for everyone in this room who's participated, in addition to including the six national and local winners, have learned, I hope, those two lessons. That activism makes a difference. And that you have skills through writing to be able to help you get through tough times. And with that, and on behalf of Mayor Walsh, I'd like to present these certificates of recognition. There are two for their special recognition for being named a 2014 National Ambassador for the City of Boston, Do the Right Thing, and signed by Mayor Walsh. And there are the four others that are in special recognition and being named the 2014 Local Ambassador for the City of Boston, Do the Right Thing. And I would ask them all to come up, and I'd read their names and give them shake their hands, but I think they're balancing too much right now, so I would just hand them out. Good, well done. Good practice. Good practice.
While they're doing that, you know, Boston, we're rebels here. So, you know, if you go on the website, like I know most of you might even be doing right now, to the National Do the Right Thing Campaign for Violence, you'll see no sixth graders are involved in the process. We decided that we were going to develop sixth graders A long time ago, we just said, forget it. We're doing our own thing. We're going to put 6th graders and honor them so we could build the process, okay? So that's why you see 6th graders here and only in 7th and 8th graders national. Did you get that picture already with George? So you guys circle back out so they can see you. So now it's time for us to let you, we're going to wrap up the formal part of this ceremony, but I'm supposed to do this raffle. Just one ticket? You don't trust me. You're saying let the students pick it out. One for a teacher, one for a parent. Okay. That's the one for the teacher. You're going to get the parent. Yeah. Our repeat winner is doing the parent. 068070. Oh, come on. Now, what we're you didn't even know what we're giving out. They're like, what is it that they're giving out? What we're giving out is an opportunity for you to learn. You notice that we're on beautiful water out here. So we have a wonderful boating program here that started a long time ago. One of our former people dealing with our sailing program is one who is on this campus and working on this committee right now, Eliza. And so, what this opportunity is for is how many guests? Unlimited guests. It's a one adult single season pass, but you can bring 2 people with you to learn how to sail, boat, all that kind of stuff out on this waterfront. It's an unbelievable experience for you. So that's the first one. What's your name? Oh, okay, Lisa. Come on up. Come on up. Here you go. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you very much. And we're very proud to be able to give you that. We'll see you on the waterfront. 068033. Yes. Sailing along the waterfront. What's your name?
Erin.
Thank you. You and guests can come out, learn to sail, go out on this beautiful thing to do. Imagine yourself, 110 degrees in your house. Come down here, go out on the ocean, cool off with nature. Life vest and all. Thank you, congratulations. So, you are change makers. I challenge all of you to not let our efforts end with this ceremony today and to work for a peace-filled community, city, commonwealth, nation, and world. So we have some special guests here today. I'm going to ask our special guest from the Timblety School to come on up here on the stage with me. We got Marie, we got Nabi, we got Bria, we got Alfredo. They're going to tell us, do I have a microphone? It's right there. They're going to give instructions for moving into our next section of this program. Thank you, everybody, for hanging in there, for providing such a supportive structure. To all of our students who participated today, you're all winners. We appreciate you, and we're looking forward to the next part of the session. Timothy School. Can I get a picture with the Timothy School? So tell us what we're supposed to do.
Hi, my name is Nabi Diallo, and we're all 8th graders at the James P. Timothy Middle School in Roxbury. Oh, and we are here to talk to you about our own experience with conflict resolution. In our school, we have discussion groups called Peace Circles. In Peace Circles, we talk about how to resolve conflict and what we can do to stop violence in our community. We are here today to give you a better understanding of why violence happens and what you can do to stop it.
Hi, my name is Alfredo Reyes. I'm here to say how little issues can become a big conflict. Little issues can become big conflicts when those little issues aren't resolved, and more of them stay unresolved. Like once I had a friend who liked to gossip. I had another friend who didn't like her for that reason. Then my first friend talked behind my second friend's back several times, and she got upset about that and confronted her in an aggressive manner. My first friend acted like she didn't know what was happening. She got hit a few times and the fight was broken up. I had warned her to be careful of what she says about people, but I guess she didn't put much thought into the issues that can come from gossiping and caused a big conflict for her.
Hi, my name is Mari Cabreja, and I'm here to share some tips to resolve conflict. We have learned that small unresolved conflicts can lead to violence. Because of this, we want to share some steps on how to resolve conflict at its source before it becomes physical. Number 1, approach situation calmly. Always enter the situation relaxed and prepare to a conclusion. Number 2, control attitude. If you do enter a situation with a negative attitude, then that will only make matters worse, and you and the other person having a problem with won't be able to come to a resolved conclusion. Number 3, present issue. Make sure you know what the problem is so that you know what are the right things to say to defend yourself. Number 4, state facts and avoid gossip. Make sure when you are talking that you don't quote other people's words. Gossip will only make the problem worse. Number 5, don't talk over each other. Don't talk over the person because it will only create more anger and frustration. The last step, do your best to come to a solution. Try your best to come with a solution that will resolve the conflict and be good for both of you. If you or the person is angry, walk away, take a step back and count to 10 so that your anger won't come in the way while you're trying to resolve a conflict. Thank you.
Wow.
Hi, I'm Bria Phillips. We think that peace circles are a great way to help stop violence in our community. It has taught us to think about the situation before acting and to stay calm and controlled. In our community, there is a common phrase called taking a short. This phrase means to back down from a conflict. This can be seen as being weak or considered being a punk, but this is not the case. Walking away from a conflict actually means that you are the bigger person. It takes a lot of self-control to walk away and not fight. Walking away can save friendships and can even save lives. Remember that. Thank you for listening to our speech. We will take any questions you have.
There's a question right there.
Hi, my question is, what do you do? What do you do in a situation when the situation has gone too far and a person is becoming violent?
Here's a mic.
you should try to stay calm like all the time. So when they confront you in that manner, that we learned that if you're calm, you can let other people around you feel calm as well. And so by that, you're spreading calmness around. And so the person who's confronting you is calm. And if you're calm, you guys could talk it out and it won't resolve to violence.
Can I ask a question? So, what do you mean by fix your attitude?
By fix your attitude, we're talking about not being so aggressive and be calm, because like some people might snap and yell and swear and use profanity. So you should try to avoid that.
Wow. I know some people with some funky attitudes. They're still fixable?
Yes.
That a word, fixable? Other questions? Wow. Give them a round of applause. Timothy School.